for class, taking a comfortable seat, maybe placing something under the hips to lift the hips up, let the knees release down. I did not get to go outside today. I heard it was glorious. Unfortunately, or fortunately, I was busy working right up until a few minutes ago. So let's find a comfortable seat and let the chin drop to the chest, a soft gaze down at your mat, or if you're comfortable, let the eyes close. And tonight I want to talk a little bit about the first niyama, which is Saucha, translated to purity or cleanliness. And a lot of times people think it means keeping our body clean, which is always a really good thing, right? But it goes further than that. It's cleanliness in our surroundings, right? Our workspace, our homes, purity in our actions, right? The way we carry ourselves through class, the way we approach an asana and a posture. Right? And think about, we've been talking about spring. When we start to clear stuff out, it could be cleaning out a closet, or if you ever rearranged a junk drawer, right? You get this lightness, right? And the same thing happens inside. When we start to clear out stagnant energy, we make space for more important things to come in. And it's joining us. So we'll play a little bit with that idea of clearing out the energy tonight. We'll start by just coming to a comfortable seat and assessing how we showed up tonight. Right? Let the eyes close or take the gaze down towards the floor and start to move into our 3-part yoga breath, breathing from the belly to the ribs, all the way up to the collarbones. And as you exhale, exhaling completely, squeezing the navel towards the spine at the end of that exhalation. Today, I use Saucha as a reminder that my outer environment serves my inner intention. I mindfully clear away any physical or emotional obstacles constricting the flow of energy in my life. I am committed to greater daily lucidity. So as we breathe, with every exhalation, allowing the shoulders to relax, the little corners of the eyes, the jaw, and just releasing your day with that exhalation. As we inhale, we fill the body with prana. And just notice how you showed up tonight, your energy level, right? Maybe you're tired, you want to take it a little bit slower tonight, and maybe you're energized. Notice the thoughts in the mind. Monday nights are always a tough one, either planning out your week or replaying the weekend. Then scanning the physical body. If you're working with an injury or have any little aches and pains, remember that anything I read up here is completely optional, right? We never move into pain or sharp sensation. Always your choice to skip the pose or do something completely different. And taking a big breath in and sweeping the arms out to the side and reaching all the way up towards the sky. And as you exhale, let those hands come to the heart, setting your intention for tonight's practice. And then sweep those arms up one more time. And as we exhale, gently turn the body towards the right, coming into a twist. Lengthen the spine and then pull the belly in, turn to the right. Inhale through center, arms sweep up, and exhale, take that twist over to the other side. And a few rounds like that as we rise. On the inhalation, we prepare the body. As we exhale, gently turning. So when we twist, always keeping that spine nice and long. So we are wringing out, right? Starting with that making space by wringing out the old and making space for the new. The next time we turn towards that right side, pause with the left hand on the right knee and sweep the right arm up and over and reach over towards the left. And start a gentle pulsing, inhaling up and exhaling, coming over. And notice how that side body showed up tonight. The next time the right arm is up and over, let it come all the way down and find the left knee, and then sweep the right arm up and take that side bend over. Right fingers, left fingers reaching over to the right, and start the pulsing that way. Gently coming up on the inhale, and as we exhale, coming back down. And then letting those left fingers cross over towards the right, bringing the body up to center. And we have the left arm on top, the right arm on the bottom, and come into eagle arms. Just lifting the elbows up off the chest, and make some circles with those elbows. Beginning to warm up the shoulders. Circle the other way. So the wrists, the elbows. Open up, big breath in, and we'll just switch. So now left is under, right on top, and find those eagle arms. And find little circles, circling up and down. And circle in the other direction. Bring the arms overhead, take a big breath in, and as we exhale, let those arms float back down. If you're sitting on something, just moving it off to the side and bringing the feet out in front. Knees are nice and wide, palms behind, little windshield wiper of those knees side to side. We'll do some seated hip openers and then move into the kneeling poses. Then come into our standing postures and then back down on the mat. Come through center and cross the right ankle over the left knee. Walk the hands a little bit closer, lift the heart and press it towards that right shin. So make sure the shoulders aren't up by the ears, so the spine is nice and long, and you control the stretch by walking that left foot further away or closer in. Take a big breath in. See if it would feel good to gently rock a little bit side to side. And let's switch and take that to the other side. Left ankle crosses right leg, and we use the hands behind us to prop us up and a gentle rocking. So this is our seated pigeon. Right, we could do pigeon seated down on the back. Lots of different ways. And then releasing the legs, let's come to hands and knees and turn towards the right side of the mat. Start with tabletop. Spreading the fingers nice and wide. The knees are under the hips. And see if you can square those hips so that one isn't higher than the other when we come into this move. Take a breath and lift the left knee out to the side. And then bring it towards the elbow, back down to the mat. Start to make these circles. Circling in one direction. Circle the other. And then extend that leg out behind you and take the right hand and lift it up. Breathing here. Coming into our balance as we exhale, elbow towards the knee, around the spine, and 2 more times like that. Let the right hand find the mat and take that left leg all the way out to the left side. Dipping the toes, and as we exhale, swing it behind and look over the right shoulder. So opening and closing. And one more time like that. And then bring that knee all the way in towards the chest and plant the left foot on the top of the mat. So from here, you might want to take a little cushion and place it under that right knee to support, or roll the mat up like I showed you before class. And then bring the palms to that left thigh and lift up. So we come into a kneeling lunge. That knee is over the ankle. That back foot is flat, pressing into the mat. As we inhale, we sweep the arms overhead. As we exhale, we allow those hips to press forward. So when the opposite knee is down, the only time that this knee can cross the ankle safely. And then find a little pulsing. Maybe fingers come down to the mat. Right, as we inhale, we rise back up. Or maybe you keep the hands on the thigh, just straightening and rebending. Right, so it all depends how much do you want to work tonight. And the next time that we come into that lunge, sweep the arms overhead, press into the right foot, and then turn towards the left and let the right hand find the left thigh and the left hand come to the lower back. So this is the first part of that twist and maybe enough for you, right? Stay here, or if you want to take this a little bit deeper, take that right elbow to the outside, bring the hands in prayer, thumbs at the heart, stacking one elbow on top of the other, extend through the crown of the head, coming into prayer twist and breathing here. On the next inhalation, unwinding, letting the hands come to the mat. Beautiful, guys. And taking that left knee back to the mat. Take the knees nice and wide, big toes touch, press back, child's pose. Let the head drop down. Take a big breath in, open your mouth and sigh it out. Walking the hands a little bit over towards the left side, letting the head drop between the arms, coming up and over to the other side, and then coming back through center. I'm going to scooch to the other side just so you guys can see me. You can stay exactly where you are. So doing that on the other side, finding tabletop first, pressing the palms into the mat, finding that foundation, and then lifting that opposite knee up, right? Coming up should be the right knee unless you did the opposite before. And start with these circles, bringing it towards the elbow, down to the mat, and then back. Right, and on this side, I know that my hips are not stacked. Right? I'm leaning more to one side, just opening up that hip, take it in the other direction. Breathe, don't forget to breathe here. And then extend that leg out. Press into the left foot and walk the left fingers to the top of the mat. Inhale, sweep the arm up, finding balancing cat. As we exhale, elbow towards the knee, round the spine. Inhale, lengthen. 2 more times like that. And then let that left hand find the mat. Pull that right knee in and place the foot at the top of the mat. Options for palms to the thigh to bring yourself up. Right, find a gentle little rocking forward and back. Maybe fingers come on either side as we straighten that right leg. And then we bend the knee. If you want to add a little heat, as we inhale, arms sweep up. And as we exhale, fingers come back down. Right, be gentle with those knees. And the next time that knee bends, sweep the arms up, take a breath, press those hips a little bit forward, getting that beautiful stretch in the right hip. Breathing here, and then press into the left foot, lifting up, big breath in, and as we exhale, turning and letting that left hand find the right thigh, right hand finds the hip. Stay here, beautiful place to be, lengthening through the crown of the head, pulling the belly in. Or on an exhalation, taking that left elbow to the outside of the right knee, hands in prayer, thumbs at the heart, finding prayer twist. Lengthen through the crown of the head. It's okay if we fall out, right? Breathing, keeping a sense of humor. And then unwinding, coming back down, taking that right knee back to the mat. Extend that right leg out, and then cross it behind you and look over the left shoulder. And 2 more times like that. And then take that knee back to the mat, separate the knees, big toes touch, hips to heels, child's pose. Take a big breath, open the mouth as you exhale. Sigh it out. Walk the hands to one side, letting the head drop between the arms. As we inhale, we rise, come through center and take it all the way over to the other side, letting the head drop down. And then come on back to center. We'll come off the knees now. Come into table, tuck the toes, lift the hips, and find a downward facing dog. Paddle out those legs, bending one knee, straightening the opposite leg. Let's take that side to side. Let the head drop, Shake it, yes and no. Come high on the toes, bend the knees a lot, and send the tailbone far away. And as we exhale, let the heels release towards the mat. They may not touch, that's okay. Take the weight out of the wrists by pressing into the thumb and the pads of the fingers. Then look between the hands and start to walk the feet up towards the hands. Bend the knees, let the belly rest on the thighs, opposite hands to elbows, and find ragdoll pose. Gently sway left and right. Shake your head, let gravity pull the head down, give it a little shake. Yes and no. And then bring the palms to the thighs and press yourself up to stand. Bring one hand to the belly, one hand to the heart. A little bend to the knees and close the eyes. And breathe and notice. Right? Notice what you're experiencing. Notice what you're feeling. Maybe a little heat, right? And maybe the breath got away from you a little bit. Let's reconnect, breathing from the belly, ribs all the way up to the heart, and then opening the eyes and releasing the hands. Let's find our strap for a little bit of a shoulder warm-up using the strap standing. Right, so this is a little different. Taking the strap and wrapping it around the hands. You know, if you don't have a strap, you could use a tie, anything that isn't elastic. And make sure it's nice and wide. And separate the feet wider than the hips. And as we inhale, bring the arms overhead. As we exhale, let the right hand travel down, right? And then the left hand to the left, and then the right hand brings us up. So we're making these big circles using the strap and pulling the strap apart as we come up and around. The inhalation lifts us, and the exhalation brings us down. And the next time that we lift the arms overhead, pause. Let's take it in the other direction. The left hand comes down first, and we find those big circles coming up and around. One more time here, and then lifting back up through center. Take a big breath in and let that right hand come down. The left arm comes up and over, coming into a side stretch. Inhale up through center. Take that over to the other side. Then bring the arms overhead and let the strap come down behind you. You might have to loosen the strap up, make it wider to do that. And once it's behind you, tighten it up by wrapping it around the hands. So we have it about hip width, right? We're pulling the strap apart. The feet are a little bit wider than the hips. Take a breath, pull that strap down, lift the heart, shoulders down and back, looking up. And as we exhale, bend the knees and drop the belly to the thighs. Keep that lift, right? Chin is lifted, heart is lifted. Take a breath here. And as we exhale, drop the head, look between the legs, and begin to lift the arms up. Using that strap, pulling apart the strap as the head drops and the arms come up. Coming into an assisted standing yoga mudra. Take 2 deep breaths here. Inhaling completely. As you exhale, maybe those arms come up and over a little bit more. Another deep breath in. And as we exhale, we bend the knees and we begin to drop the hands and then press the body back up. Let's move the strap off to the side. We'll use it later on when we're down on our backs. And come right to the middle of the mat. And shift the weight from left to right. We're going to play a little bit with balance, but with also hip openers. So shifting the weight into the right foot and press into the big toe and the pinky, right? So that we're not rolling onto one side. Pull the belly and lift through the crown of the head. Just come up on the left toes, bending the knee. And then start to lift the knee and take it out to the side and down. right? Making those circles like we did when we were down on our knees. Opening up and breathing. And then see if you can circle the other way without collapsing. One more time. Lift the knee up, take the arms out, bend the elbows, dangle the little fingers, and find our crane pose, Balikakasana. Breathing here. Right, can we smile as we balance? And then from here, taking the knee out to the side and letting that foot come to the calf. And then sweeping the arms up and finding a little baby tree, little baby sapling. Breathing here as we inhale, maybe lifting the arms a little bit higher, lengthening through the crown of the head. And as we exhale, let the arms come down, bring the hands to the hips, take that knee in front and begin to straighten that left leg. Maybe lift the toes a little bit more. And then exhale nice and slow. Take the left foot back to the mat. Shake out that right foot. And let's take that to the other side. Let's take a breath in between. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead. As we exhale, open the mouth, forward fold, and just let it go. Take half lift, lengthen, look up. And one more time, open the mouth, letting it go. Sweep the arms up as we rise. And as we exhale, hands to hips. Weight is in the left foot, pressing into all four corners. Come to the right toes. Take a breath here. And then start to lift that knee and make those circles. Right, so you'll notice one side is a little steadier than the other if you need to reach for the wall. Right, come to a wall. If we fall out, it's no big deal. Right, let's circle the other way. Using the breath here, right? When you start to fall out, focus on the breath. And then come through center, lift that knee, arms out to the side, bend the elbows, dangle the fingers, finding our crane pose. And breathing here. And you might notice, right? Is this your steadier side? Right? Maybe yes, maybe no. And we do that not to judge, but just to bring awareness. Maybe there's a side we use more often than the other. Take the knee out to the side. Let the foot find the calf. And inhale, sweep the arms up. Finding tree pose. Breathing, smiling. We're almost done here, right? Notice if you're gripping the mat with those left toes, right? Loosen that up. See if you could relax that. And as we exhale, hands to hips. Whoops. And then extend that right leg out. Oh, come on back down and shake it out. All right, so not my better side. And it's okay if you fall out. Let's grab a little drink. Okay. So one of the ways of clearing the energy is through pranayama. And we'll do something called a kriya. So kriya is movement with breath. And we're going to use a little bit of Vastrika, which is a forceful inhalation and an exhalation, but we can do this slowly. And we'll pair it with a little bit of chair pose. So taking a breath, palms to the thighs, bending the knees, and take a seat. As we inhale, the arms come up. We're going to make a fist, and as we exhale, just straighten the legs and open the mouth, right? And then inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, and do this a few times, following your breath. And with every inhalation, right, we're bringing prana. Every exhalation, we're clearing out. Let's do 3 more. 2, last one, and come back into chair. Breathing in our Utkatasana, shifting the weight to the heels, lifting the toes. Big breath in. And as we exhale, let those arms float down and bring the body back to stand. Separating the feet a little wider than the hips. And let's twist that out. Gently taking the arms, empty coat sleeves, lifting the heels, make little fists. And we're going to add the breath here too. An inhalation and a forceful exhalation. Inhaling as we come through center and exhaling as we twist. So the beauty of Zoom is no one hears you, right? So make that exhalation loud. Getting that energy moving. And let's do 3 more to each side. 2. Last one. And then letting the arms start to gently slow down. And one hand to the belly, one hand to the heart, chin to chest, and breathe. Right? What are you feeling? What are you experiencing? Can you breathe and be with sensation and just allow those thoughts, those emotions to glide by? And taking a breath, opening the eyes, sweep the arms out and up, separating the feet as we exhale. Let those arms find T position. Turn the right toes to the right. Make sure you have a nice wide stance and bend into that right knee. Reaching the left fingers back, right fingers forward, finding our warrior 2 pose. Flipping both palms towards the sky to release the shoulders down. Right, notice how that feels. Get a little bit taller coming out of the waist and then turn the palms back down. Right, so purity in our postures too. How often do we come into this pose and just go into it because we've done it so many times? Can you take a breath, press into the feet, come out of the waist, gaze over those right fingers, and maybe find a little more space here. Maybe find something new. As we inhale, the arms sweep up and that right leg straightens. As we exhale, arms float back down, gaze over right fingers. 2 more times like that. Inhaling up and exhaling down. 1 more time. And then bring the arms up through center. Turn the toes towards that long end of the mat. As we exhale, take a forward fold. Let the fingertips come right under the face, or maybe grab that block and come to the block. As we inhale, we find the long spine and we look up. And as we exhale, we release back down. Sweep the arms as we rise. Exhale, arms come out T position and turn the left toes to the left. Bend into the left knee. Finding warrior 2 on the other side. Take a moment here. And take the fingers up towards the sky and press the palms away. And as we exhale, take them down towards the floor. We were on our wrists a bit. Let's do that again. Inhaling up, exhaling down, and then reaching to the left and the right, maybe sinking a little deeper into that left knee. Coming out of the waist, big breath in. Inhale, straighten the arms, straighten the leg, and then exhale back to warrior 2. And 2 more times like that. And then coming back through center. Let's turn and face the right. 1 breath. Warrior 2. Flip the right palm. Inhale, right fingers up. Left hand drops. Peaceful warrior. Maybe bring that left hand to the hip to support. Maybe bend a little deeper into that right knee. And then squeeze the thighs towards each other like we're squeezing a beach ball between the legs. Press the feet into the mat and reach up and over. Find that back hand. Take a breath in, come through center, and let that right forearm find the thigh. Left arm up and over. And let's flow between peaceful warrior and extended side angle. The next time we come into extended side angle, pause here. And then use that left hand to bring us back up and straighten the right leg. Hands to the hips, extend through the right fingertips, and then pivot those arms. coming into Trikonasana, triangle pose. So you can start with the left hand on the hip, turning left shoulder up and back. Use a block or bring a hand to the thigh, calf, shin. So it isn't about touching the toes or touching the floor. Right? It's about opening the heart and reaching left fingers up, right fingers down. Very light on that right hand. And then use the left hand to bring you back up and turn the toes in the other direction. Arms extend, one breath. Warrior two. Flip the left palm, inhale into peaceful warrior pose. Right hand to the hip, reach up and over, breathing into a peaceful or reverse warrior, finding that beautiful back bend. And as we exhale, arms come through. And then forearm finds the thigh up and over. Make sure that right hip keeps pressing down. Extended side angle. Let's flow between those poses. Inhale to peaceful. Exhale into extended side angle. Once more like that with the breath. Only kidding, one more time. Coming into peaceful and back to extended side angle. Pausing here. Big breath in. Reach those right fingers all the way to the left. Turn the shoulder back. And then use that right hand to bring you up. Straighten the left leg. Reach the left fingers and prepare for Trikonasana. And so the hips are pressing to the right. We're reaching to the left. When we can't reach anymore, it's a nice long reach. And then the arms pivot. Or we set ourselves up by keeping that right hand on the hip and then extending the fingers up, breathing wherever you are. Right, so we're in this pose every class. Can you find something new here? Can you change it up? Maybe use a block if you've never used a block before. See how that feels. If you're always on the block, maybe extending arms out. And then using that right hand to bring yourself back up and stepping the feet back towards each other, giving them a little shake. I'll move my blocker, I'm going to trip over it. And we're going to turn to the right, but take that left foot forward, right foot back. Come up on the ball of the right foot, hands on the hips, and bend into the left knee. Coming into a crescent lunge. So if this doesn't work for your body, you can drop back down onto that right knee, right? Just come on back down. This is where we started. We're going to move into that prayer twist from a crescent lunge. So find your foundation, right? Put a smile on your face as we inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Finding crescent lunge. Breathing here, pressing that back heel away. And bending into that front knee, lengthening out of the waist. On an exhalation, just take the right hand to the left thigh and the left hand to the hip and turn towards the computer screen, staying here. Only if you're feeling playful, you want to take this further. We try to hook that elbow to the outside, just like we did when we were kneeling. Hands in prayer. Elbows stack. Make sure you're kicking that back heel away. Nice long spine, and we're breathing. Big breath in. As we exhale, the hands find the mat, the knees find the mat, and we come all the way down to the belly. How's that one for a surprise? One hand on top of the other, forehead to the back of the hands. Crocodile pose and breathe. Reconnect with the breath. Bend the knees, bring the feet up, gently windshield wipe them side to side. We're not staying here long, we have another side. Then releasing the feet down, coming into tabletop. Tucking the toes and lifting those hips, downward facing dog. Just walk the hands and the feet towards each other as we inhale, sweep the arms up, and exhale, hands to heart. And we'll turn and face the left And do that on the other side. So taking the left foot back, right foot forward, bending into the right knee and coming up on the ball of that back leg, back foot, left foot. So make sure it's a nice wide stance, right? If you're on like a tightrope, the balance is going to be even more challenging. And again, if this doesn't work, drop to the knee or sit this one out. Press that back heel away. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead and find that crescent lunge. Big breath in. Take another inhalation as we exhale. Let that left hand find the right thigh. Right hand finds the hip. Stay here, lifting through the crown of the head, pressing into the feet, or try to come into that twist. Elbow to the outside. And again, like everything else, one side might seem easier, right? So maybe you stay with that right hand on the hip. Or maybe the hands come to prayer. We extend through the crown of the head, breathing here. One more breath. And as we exhale, hands to the mat, knees to the mat, come all the way down and find crocodile again. Drop the forehead to the back of the hands and breathe into the belly. With every inhalation, feel the body lifting. Every exhalation, feel the body surrendering back down. And as you exhale, allowing the body to release whatever it is it doesn't need. Bend the knees, bring the feet up, and find that gentle windshield wipe side to side. Let the feet come down and turn the head to one side. Doesn't matter which side you turn it to. Resting the cheek on the hands. And whichever side you turn to, bend that knee. And then bring the elbow towards the knee and find half frog pose. As we inhale, we lengthen that straight leg. And as we exhale, we bend into that bent hip. The hip of the bent knee. And adjust by bringing the foot out a little further or bringing the knee up. And take 3 deep breaths here in our half frog pose. Beginning to slow the breath and slow the practice. And notice the effect of standing practice on the body. The next exhale, extend that leg and just take the head, turn it in the other direction, bend that knee, bring the elbow towards the knee, rest the head on the upper arm. You'll find half frog on the other side. So clearing out, making space in the body for breath and prana. Throwing out the old and making room for the new. Two more deep breaths here. And extending that leg back. Bring the palms under the shoulders and press back up to tabletop. And come into a pigeon pose. Your choice of taking a seated pigeon again, right? That's just crossing the ankle over the opposite leg. You can do pigeon down on the back. You can enter from tabletop, or you can enter from downward facing dog. So decide, take a breath, see how you want to come into the pose. And we're going to start by taking the right leg, pressing it back. And as we exhale, hugging that knee into the chest and dropping it behind the right wrist. And then extend that left leg back. Stay lifted in the beginning. That we want to square the hips. Think of dropping down evenly. And if this right hip is really high up off the mat, use a block. or a blanket for support. Breathing here. And then as we exhale, maybe extending the arms, coming to forearms, or coming all the way down, supporting the forehead on something, and stacking the fists, or maybe bringing that block under the forehead. And breathing here in our pigeon pose. Keep walking the left toes back. With every exhale, can you soften a little bit into that right side and watch the knee, never any pain or sharp sensation. And then walk the hands back and press yourself up and walk the hands to the outside of that right knee, coming into a little bit of a twist. Gaze is down at the floor. Inhale back through center and either come back to tabletop, or if you want to try it from down dog, tuck the toes and lift the hips. And this time it's the left leg that comes out, and then the knee comes in and drops behind the left wrist, right leg extends back. Take your time coming into this. Maybe a little rocking side to side. Placing a block under the hip or a blanket, maybe staying up the entire time. Or using the exhalations to extend out. And then supporting the forehead on something. Fists, hands, block, whatever that is, and close the eyes and breathe. Big breath in. As we exhale, send your attention to that left hip. Right, so our energy will go to where we send our attention, and by bringing our attention to the hip, you may notice it releasing and relaxing just a tiny bit more. Take 2 more deep breaths here. And then walk the hands back under the shoulders, press yourself up. And as we exhale, take the hands all the way to the outside of that left hip, left knee, and look to the left. And then turn back to center. Just drop that left hip down to the mat, swing the legs out, and find your strap and your block. Bending the knees and placing the block between the thighs. Come on down onto the back. So coming into bridge pose, but using that block between the thighs. There's a tendency to let the knees splay out when we come into bridge. And just noticing if this can help that pose be a little cleaner, right? Take the palms down, forearms pressing into the mat, press the feet into the floor. And as we inhale, just start to lift the hips and squeeze that block between the thighs. Maybe rolling up on the shoulders or interlacing the fingers. With the exhalation, if the body would like, you can drop the hips a little bit and then inhale, lifting them back up. And doing that 2 more times, just dropping and inhaling up. Once more, and holding our bridge pose for 3 breaths here. Press into the feet, lift the hips, and then press that block away from you as you squeeze the thighs. When it's time to release, nice and slow, coming down 1 vertebra at a time, let the lower back touch first before the tailbone. Then take that block, move it off to the side. Let's hug those knees into the chest. And do a little rock from side to side. Let's keep that right knee in, extend the left leg out. Pavanamuttasana, pulling that knee towards the armpit or shoulder and kicking through the left heel. All 10 toes reaching up towards the sky. Take a big breath in, and as we exhale, switch. Left knee comes in, right leg extends. Pull that left knee towards the armpit or shoulder and kick through the right heel. Make sure the entire spine is pressing into the mat. The shoulders are down, and the gaze is at the heart, keeping the neck nice and long. And then hug both knees into the chest, one hand on each knee, and start to circle those knees out to the side and then back towards each other. So that same circling movement that we started with when we were in tabletop, let's circle the other way. When we were like little puppy dogs, lifting and lowering that knee. And find your strap, take the strap in half, and cross the right ankle over the left leg. And then thread that strap around the left thigh. Take a breath and pull the left leg in as you push the right knee away with the right elbow. So figure 4 or a supine pigeon, but using a strap instead of using the hands behind the thigh. And if you like interlacing your fingers behind the thigh better, then do that. Just breathing here, feeling that sensation down the right side. And let's switch and take that the other way. Cross left over right, thread that strap behind the right thigh, pull the right leg in as you push the left knee away with the left elbow. Breathing here. Big breath in. As you exhale, where can you let go? One more breath. And then release the strap and bring the feet all the way up towards the sky. Bend the knees and take the strap around the balls of the feet. And then straighten the legs, coming into a supported half shoulder stand. Take the toes down towards your face. Take the heels up towards the sky. Press the entire spine in, belly in, lower back, pressing into the mat. And breathe here in our gentle inversion. Let those knees bend on an inhale. And as you exhale, extend those legs out and do that 2 more times. And then separate the feet wide, nice wide V. And using the strap, bend the knees and pull the feet down, coming into an assisted happy baby. Find a little rocking from side to side. And then scan the body. Take a big breath here. As we exhale, releasing the happy baby and seeing if there's any other movement that the body would like before we come into our relaxation. So maybe a twist. Right, maybe another twist if you're not twisted out already. Maybe you want to use the strap for some leg stretching. Something that we didn't do that the body is craving, or maybe you're ready for relaxation. I will watch the screen, and when I see the movement stop, I'll bring us into our relaxation. So definitely a little more active class than usual. Seems our Monday nights are tending to go that way. Saturdays are always gentler. Yes, and everyone's ready for Shavasana. I guess that means it was a good class. Take a big breath in, open the mouth, and just sigh it out. And do that 2 more times. Right? Inhaling and exhaling any tension, and then let the body go. Just allow the body to rest. Notice how the lower back feels. If it's a little cranky, you can bend the knees or place a blanket under those knees. Notice if the body needs anything else to be completely relaxed and at peace. And then letting the eyes close if you're comfortable with that. And setting your attention, not intention, attention on the breath. Right? Allowing the breath to be the focus here. Noticing where you feel the breath enter the body. In through the nostrils, traveling down the throat, into the lungs. Feel that expansion on the inhalation. And then notice when that inhalation makes its turn and follow the breath back out, squeezing the navel towards the spine, releasing all that air, emptying completely, and then relaxing the belly and noticing how the body welcomes that breath back in. It's like a beautiful wave washing over the body, never ending, continual. Where would we be without this amazing breath? And our breath has the ability to alter our nervous system. With every deep breath in, we're signaling the body that it's okay to let go. So with that next exhalation, let it all go. Relaxing the muscles of the face. Relax your jaw, the tongue, the lips. Relax your cheeks and the space around the nostrils. Relax the little corners of the eyes and the eyelids. The space between the eyebrows and the forehead. And let your face be completely at peace and expressionless. And then let this peacefulness travel down the back and the sides of the neck, into the throat. It's spending a moment at that center of communication, right at throat chakra. So not just cleanliness and purity in our body, in our surroundings, but in our speech, right? Always speaking at truth, traveling into the heart, and relaxing the space around the heart and the chest, and the upper, middle, and lower back, the waist and the belly. Relaxing the shoulders and shoulder blades. And then let that relaxation travel down the arms and out through the fingers. Upper arms and elbows, forearms, wrists, hands, all 10 fingers. Relax the seat muscles, the hips and the pelvis, the thighs, the knees, the calves and shins, the ankles, the feet, and all 10 toes. And just for a few moments, absolutely nothing to do except breathe. With every inhalation, bringing in everything you could possibly need, and every exhalation is a chance to let go. Let go of worn out beliefs. Let go of any type of critiquing. And then just bringing your attention into the heart. And as you breathe there, imagining a beautiful green lotus flower. Every inhalation, those petals open. And as we exhale, that flower becomes larger. And in the middle of this lotus flower is you. And see yourself resting, protected and held, safe and secure with everything you need. And gently beginning to bring your awareness back to that breath, deepening the breath, bringing some gentle movement to the physical body, maybe wiggling the fingers or rocking the head side to side. If it feels good, a big stretch like we're just waking up, and rolling over to one side and resting in a fetal position. Before we transition back into that seat, noticing how the body feels after practice. And it sends some compassion and some gratitude to your body for the way it carried you through class. Remembering that this practice is all about non-judgmental, compassionate awareness. Right? We never judge. Every time we judge ourselves, we break our own hearts. So breathing into that goodness of who you are. Gently press up to a comfortable seat and join the hands at the heart. And bowing in gratitude for this practice, for this amazing Sangha that keeps showing up week after week. From the bottom of my heart, I thank you for allowing me to be part of your journey. Namaste.